Hello, my dear friends. I hope you're all doing well today. I want to talk to you about something that many of us start to notice as we get a little older, the changes in our hair. Maybe you've noticed that the hairstyle you once loved doesn't quite look the same anymore. It takes a little longer to style, and somehow, that perfect look you once achieved feels just out of reach. As we reach our 60s and beyond, our hair changes. It gets thinner, drier, and, of course, it might start turning gray. While these changes are natural, they don't have to stop us from feeling good about ourselves. In fact, with the right care and understanding, we can still have beautiful, healthy hair, and with that, the confidence that comes with it. Today, I'm going to share some common hair mistakes many women make as they age, and more importantly, the simple solutions that can help restore your hair and your confidence. These changes might feel a little overwhelming, but I promise, with a few simple tweaks, you'll see a difference, just like some of my clients have. I've worked with women in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, and I've seen the transformations that happen when we simply learn to adapt to our changing hair. Before we dive into the tips and tricks, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city in the comments below and share your hair journey with me. I'm excited to hear from each of you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so I can continue bringing you helpful tips that celebrate your beauty at every age. Now, let's get started. Mistake 1. Ignoring hair thinning. A common concern I hear from my clients is that their hair feels thinner, flatter, or lifeless. Perhaps you've noticed that your ponytail isn't as thick as it used to be, or you can see more of your scalp when you look in the mirror. I want to reassure you that this is completely normal. It's not just in your head, it's biology. As we age, particularly after 60, it's common for hair to thin. In fact, nearly 55% of women experience noticeable thinning after this age. It's part of the natural aging process, but it doesn't have to be something we simply accept. So what causes this thinning? One of the primary reasons is a decrease in estrogen levels during and after menopause. Estrogen plays a key role in hair growth, and when these levels drop, it affects the hair follicles. This means that each new hair strand may grow back finer, and fewer hairs grow at once. Additionally, the growth cycle shortens, leaving more of your hair in the shedding phase. On top of that, the circulation in your scalp slows down as we get older, which also contributes to thinning. I've worked with many women facing thinning hair, and one client, Margaret, a retired school principal, came to me devastated by the changes she'd seen in her hair. She said, "My hair used to be my crowning glory, and now it's just gone." Her thinning hair had caused her to withdraw from activities she once loved. But together, we turned it around. We chose a layered haircut that added volume and used lightweight volumizing products designed for mature hair. I also recommended supplements like biotin and vitamin D. Within 6 weeks, Margaret was hosting a dinner party again, and most importantly, she was smiling at her reflection. If thinning hair is something you're facing, know there are solutions. A layered haircut, volumizing products, and the right supplements can make a world of difference. Mistake 2. Holding on to outdated hairstyles. I completely understand why many of us hold on to the hairstyles we've had for years, maybe even decades. These styles have been with us through significant moments. Our first job, the day we got married, or when we felt our most beautiful. They carry memories, comfort, and a piece of our past. But here's something to think about. When was the last time you updated your hairstyle? If it's been a while, that trusted style may actually be aging you more than you realize. You might notice that it no longer looks as fresh as it once did. Maybe styling takes longer, or you're using more product just to get it to behave. Perhaps your hair feels flat, unmanageable, or worse, you've stopped receiving compliments. These signs suggest your hairstyle might not be serving you the way it once did. Take Barbara, for example, a 68-year-old retired nurse. Barbara had worn the same curly perm since 1986. Her husband loved it, so she held on to it for years. But when she came to me, unsure of what to do, we discussed updating her style without completely abandoning what she loved. We kept her curls, but made them looser and more natural. We added face-framing layers to soften her features and replaced the tight perm with a gentler body wave technique. The result? Barbara's husband called me personally and said, "She looks 15 years younger." But the real victory was Barbara smiling at herself in the mirror, feeling confident and beautiful again. Updating your style doesn't mean completely changing who you are. It's about refreshing your look in a way that complements your natural beauty today. Soft layers, subtle bangs, and textured ends can breathe new life into your hair. So, my friends, if you're holding on to an outdated style, it may be time to consider a fresh update. You'll feel like the best version of yourself right now. Mistake 3. Overlooking hair color. As we age, many of us go through a natural transition with our hair color. You might notice a few gray strands sneaking in, or your once dark hair becoming lighter or more silver. This change is completely natural and, in many ways, it's beautiful. However, the problem arises when we try to fight this process in ways that no longer serve us. For example, many women continue to dye their hair the same dark color they used in their younger years. The issue with this is that dark shades can sometimes appear too harsh against our skin tone, accentuating fine lines and wrinkles that naturally come with age. I remember Janet, a 71-year-old retired attorney, who had been dyeing her hair the same dark brown for 25 years. She told me, "This is what my husband remembered, and I just can't let it go." After a gentle conversation, I suggested embracing her natural silver transition and adding some dimension by lightening her hair and blending the silver with subtle highlights. The transformation was stunning. Not only did her hair look fabulous, but her confidence also soared. Janet said, "I feel like myself again." This is a perfect example of how embracing your hair's natural color can make you feel more youthful and vibrant. You don't have to let your hair go completely gray overnight, nor do you need to dye it to hide every gray strand. The key is adding dimension to your color to complement your skin tone and enhance your features. For those with warm skin tones, think soft honey blondes, warm caramels, or rich auburn shades to create a beautiful glow. For cooler skin tones, ash blondes, cool brunettes, or platinum silvers can enhance your natural coloring. And for deeper skin tones, rich chocolate browns with caramel highlights or deep burgundy tones can make a stunning impact. Embrace the gray and add highlights for a more natural, elegant look with less maintenance. Mistake 4. Using the wrong hair products. As we age, our hair changes, and so do its needs. If you're still using the same products you used in your 40s or 50s, you might unknowingly be doing more harm than good. During menopause, our scalp produces less sebum, the natural oils that keep our hair moisturized. At the same time, each strand becomes finer and more porous, which means your hair absorbs products differently. This can result in hair that feels drier, more fragile, and lacks the fullness it once had. I see this issue often in my salon. Women come in frustrated, complaining that their hair doesn't look the same, even though they're using the same products. Some are using heavy oils or creams to tame frizz, but these just weigh down thinning hair, making it look flat and greasy. Others are using shampoos with harsh sulfates that strip the little natural oils their scalp still produces, leaving their hair even drier. The good news is that fixing this problem is simple. You don't need expensive salon products. Affordable drugstore brands work wonders for mature hair. Look for sulfate-free shampoos that cleanse gently without stripping your hair. Brands like Neutrogena, L'Oreal, and Garnier offer excellent options at a reasonable price. When choosing a conditioner, go for lightweight formulas designed for fine or mature hair. These provide moisture without making your hair feel heavy. Avoid thick styling creams and opt for alcohol-free mousses or spray gels that offer hold without weighing hair down. Be mindful of ingredients. Avoid heavy silicones and sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, which can be too drying. Instead, look for natural moisturizers like aloe vera, vitamin B5, and lightweight oils like argan oil. I had a client, Susan, a 67-year-old woman, who switched to products designed for mature hair. Within 2 weeks, she saw her waves come back, and her confidence soared. The right products can make a world of difference. Mistake 5. Skipping regular trims. I know many of us think, "I'm growing my hair out, so why should I trim it?" It might seem counterintuitive, but let me explain why skipping trims can actually slow down the process. As we age, our hair grows about 10% slower than it did when we were younger. So, when we don't trim our ends regularly, they become more vulnerable to splitting and breakage. If left untrimmed for too long, those fragile ends can split further up the shaft, leading to even more damage, and over time, that can actually reduce the length and volume of your hair. It's like trying to grow a plant without pruning. It gets wild and unruly, and you can't maintain its shape. I see this all the time with my clients. They come to me frustrated, wondering why their hair isn't growing as fast as they'd like, or why it always feels flat and unmanageable. But when we start trimming regularly, they begin to see results. It's all about keeping those ends healthy and strong so your hair has the best chance to grow. Take Patricia, for example. She's a 73-year-old retired teacher who hadn't trimmed her hair in over a year. She wanted to grow her hair out longer, but her ends were dry, split, and thin. We set up a regular trim schedule, about every 10 weeks, removing just half an inch each time. After 6 months, Patricia's daughter brought her flowers and said, "Mom's confidence is blooming right along with her hair." Her hair was healthier, bouncier, and looked so much fuller. So, my friends, don't skip those trims. Whether you're growing your hair out or maintaining a style, regular trims are key to keeping your hair healthy and looking its best. Mistake 6. Overusing heat styling tools. If you're like many of my clients, you might still be reaching for that curling iron or flat iron every day, hoping to style your hair the way you've always loved. But here's the truth. Those high-heat tools can actually do more harm than good as we age. As we get older, our hair naturally becomes drier and more fragile. When we apply heat, especially above 300 degrees Fahrenheit, it strips away moisture, leaving our strands dry and brittle. Over time, this leads to split ends, breakage, and hair that feels rough no matter how much conditioner you use. The reason heat styling becomes more damaging with age is that our hair's natural ability to repair itself slows down. While younger hair might recover from the occasional heat use, mature hair has a harder time bouncing back. I've seen this firsthand with clients who've been using flat irons or curling irons every day for years. They come in with hair that feels rough, breaks easily, and is full of split ends, even after regular trims. One of my clients, Ellen, a 66-year-old woman, had been flat ironing her hair daily for decades. After a while, she noticed her hair wasn't holding the style as well, and it started feeling rough. We decided it was time for a heat detox. We limited her heat styling to just once a week and focused on alternative, heat-free methods. I taught her how to create natural volume by air drying her hair and using lightweight mousse. For her medium-length hair, we used large self-grip rollers on damp hair, and she had beautiful waves without the damage. Within weeks, Ellen's hair became healthier and more manageable. She told me, "I never knew my natural texture could look so good." So, my friends, if you're still using heat every day, it might be time to cut back and embrace air drying and heat-free styling. Your hair will thank you. Mistake 7. Ignoring your hair's growth patterns. Have you ever noticed that your hair naturally falls in a certain direction no matter how hard you try to style it differently? Or maybe it seems to have a mind of its own when you try to push it one way, only for it to eventually shift back to how it naturally grows? This is your hair's growth pattern, and it's unique to each of us. As we age, our hair becomes finer and lighter, which makes these natural patterns more noticeable. Fighting against them can be frustrating and exhausting. I've had many clients come to me, struggling every morning to get their hair to fall the way they want, using excessive products or heat. But by the afternoon, their hair usually looks completely different, often nothing like they intended. Fighting against your natural growth pattern is like trying to swim against a strong current. It's exhausting and ultimately ineffective. The key is understanding and embracing your natural growth patterns. The next time you wash your hair, let it air dry without touching it. Take a good look in the mirror and notice where your hair naturally parts, how it sweeps across your forehead, or if it sticks up at the crown. These are the natural tendencies of your hair, and working with them instead of against them will save you time and frustration. For example, if you have a stubborn cowlick, ask your stylist to cut that section slightly longer to help weigh it down and control the lift. For those of us with a widow's peak or a natural part, consider side-swept bangs that follow the natural direction of your hair instead of trying to force a blunt, straight-across look. I worked with Dorothy, a 78-year-old former flight attendant, who had spent years fighting her natural side part. When we finally embraced it, she was amazed by how much easier her hair was to style. Let your hair work with its natural pattern, and you'll find styling becomes easier and more natural with less frustration. Mistake 8. Not considering your face shape. As we age, our facial features naturally change. Cheeks may lose some fullness, jawlines soften, and other features may become more pronounced. When choosing the best hairstyle, it's crucial to consider how your hair complements your unique face shape. It's not about following trends or copying what's popular. It's about finding a style that balances your features and enhances your natural beauty. The most flattering hairstyle for you isn't always the one in the magazines or trending on social media. It's the one that harmonizes with your face shape. As we get older, this becomes even more important because our face shapes evolve. Our hair should work with these changes to highlight our best features. To figure out your face shape, pull your hair back completely and stand in front of a mirror. Look at the outline of your face. Do you have a round, oval, square, or heart-shaped face? Is your face angular with a strong jawline or longer than it is wide? Once you identify your face shape, you can start thinking about styles that create balance. For round faces, hairstyles with height at the crown and length below the chin help create the illusion of an oval shape. Heart-shaped faces benefit from side-swept bangs and length at the jawline to balance a narrower chin. Square faces can be softened with layers that start at the cheekbones, creating movement around the jawline. For longer faces, bangs or added volume at the sides create more proportion. I worked with Catherine, a 69-year-old client with a heart-shaped face who had worn a blunt, shoulder-length cut for years. We gave her layers, side-swept bangs, and added volume around her jawline. She looked at herself and smiled, saying, "My daughter asked if I had work done." The right cut can update your look and help you feel more youthful without drastic changes. So, my friends, choosing a style that flatters your face shape will not only make you look your best, but will also help you feel your best. Mistake 9. Wearing hair too tight. As we age, our hair follicles naturally become more fragile, and wearing your hair too tight can lead to a specific type of hair loss known as traction alopecia. This occurs when constant tension is applied to the hair, particularly around the hairline, temples, and behind the ears. We often wear tight ponytails, buns, or braids without realizing that over time, this continuous pulling can damage the hair follicles, leading to thinning or even permanent hair loss in those areas. It's easy to think that pulling your hair back tightly into a sleek ponytail or bun is the best way to keep it neat, especially when you want a polished look. But that tightness can quietly harm your hair. The tension weakens the hair follicles, leading to thinning along your hairline and around your temples. For some, this can even cause breakage or a receding hairline. If you've been noticing soreness, redness, or bumps around your hairline, or perhaps seeing more broken hairs and thinning at your temples, these could be signs of traction alopecia. But don't worry, there's good news. By switching to looser hairstyles and being mindful of how we secure our hair, we can avoid further damage and even allow new growth to appear. Let me tell you about Jennifer, a 74-year-old former executive who had been wearing her hair in a tight bun for years. Concerned about the visible scalp around her hairline, especially at her temples, we decided to try looser styles. We switched to fabric-covered elastics instead of traditional tight hairbands and replaced her tight buns with soft, low buns secured with open pins. Within a few months, Jennifer noticed new growth along her temples and her hairline looked fuller. She was thrilled with the results and said, "It's such a simple change, but it made such a difference." So, my friends, consider loosening up those styles. Soft, low buns, side braids, and loose ponytails reduce tension on your hairline, giving your hair a break. Small changes like these can make a huge difference in the health of your hair. Mistake 10. Forgetting the power of accessories. I want to end by discussing something that many of us overlook: the power of accessories. It's easy to think of accessories as just decorative extras, but in reality, they can be life-changing when it comes to transforming how we feel about our hair and ourselves. A well-chosen accessory, whether it's a beautiful clip, a silk scarf, or a stylish headband, can instantly elevate your hairstyle and make you feel polished and confident. Accessories aren't just for decoration. They can also serve a very practical purpose. For instance, if you're in the process of growing out your bangs, a silk scarf tied as a headband can help cover up the roots as they grow out, making you feel more put together. If you're dealing with thinning hair around your temples, a strategically placed clip can help conceal those areas and draw attention to the positive aspects of your style. Accessories allow you to hide imperfections while showcasing your unique beauty in a way that feels effortless. I remember working with Diane, a 76-year-old former art professor who experienced significant hair loss after chemotherapy. As her hair grew back, it turned silver instead of brown. During her treatment, Diane started collecting scarves in vibrant colors, and when her hair began returning, she incorporated those scarves into her daily style. She told me, "They became my signature. People stopped noticing my thin spots and started complimenting my style." Diane's story is a perfect example of how accessories can change not only how others see us, but also how we see ourselves. Choosing accessories that complement your natural coloring or style is a powerful way to express your personality and confidence. For formal occasions, elegant tortoiseshell clips or minimalistic combs add polish without looking too juvenile. For casual days, colorful scarves or decorative bobby pins can add interest and bring out the best in your natural hair color. Accessories do more than just complete an outfit. They can boost your mood and make you feel more beautiful every day. Accessories also have practical benefits. Soft headbands can keep your hair off your face during exercise or daily chores, without causing tension or headaches. When traveling, a simple scarf can be tied into a chic updo, creating an elegant look without needing heat styling tools. So, my dear friends, don't underestimate the power of accessories. They can completely transform a look, hide areas of concern, and give you a confidence boost in ways you might not expect. Accessories are more than just an afterthought. They are a way to celebrate who you are at every stage of life. I hope these tips have inspired you to embrace your hair's natural beauty and give it the care and attention it deserves. Beautiful hair isn't about looking younger. It's about looking your best right now, no matter your age. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments which mistake you're going to address first. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips that celebrate your beauty at every age.